G'day gang, GameolioDan here! How you going? We're back in Star Wars: The Old Republic. We've got an hour and a half to get infected by a Rakghoul. So let's go get infected by a Rakghoul. That can be any Rakghoul, or does it have to be a specific type of Rakghoul? I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of Rakghouls around here, I'm sure any of them would do, right? Well, anyway, let's get over to the actual zone, or the area, where they would like us to be. Which is right here. Alright, Rakghouls, bring it. Bring it. Bring on the infection.
There, good as new.
I don't think I got infected. I don't think the infection has begun. There must be a particular type. Ah, here we go. It's called the Infector. That's the one we want. No, Vindicator. Oh, it's a Vindicator. That's a Mandalore. That's not even a Rakghoul. Skeleton genetic material. Ah, here we go. Some Rakghoul blood samples. Still not what we need. Some genetic material from a skeleton. The doctor provided you with some of the serum for protection and asked you to become infected by any Rakghoul. Fight Rakghouls you travel across. Okay, so eventually one will be lucky enough to infect me before promptly meeting its end. Like, I know that's an AoE move, but I love using it all the time. It just looks cool.
Good as new.
Is that a skeleton? No, it's not a skeleton. There's another one over here, though. I thought if anybody's going to infect me, it's going to be that thing right there, but I guess not. Ah. You can go over there, Kira, if you like. I'll do this. You do that. So we're at 4 or 5 now. There's one more over here. Right, that's ready to be delivered to SWTOR. Let's head over here. I would like to get infected if at all possible. It would be nice if you guys could just, you know, put in the effort. Give me a little bit of an infection. Guess I'll try and get this group together again.
There, good as new.
Oh. Jeez, that was quick. We just hit level 30. Already at level 31. Nice. Ferocious Rakghoul. I wonder if I could just sit there taking hits from him. Or whether I'll eventually get infected. Or it only happens after you defeat them. Recently infected. Here we go. Oh, they're looking at Kira again. That's 5 stacks. How many stacks do I need? Where's my taunt button? Have them all attacking me. Or as many as possible. They keep going to Kira. I gotta get rid of Kira actually. I just don't seem to be able to get infected enough. Unless I got to take that opportunity to go back to the doctor.
You're fine.
I'll get rid of her. Let's see if this helps. Oh, I can't. Put her on passive. There we go. I got 5 stacks now. Doesn't seem like it's going to go any higher than that. Alright, let's get back. I was just going to see if I can actually go back with that, but it still says get infected, so...
Authority ain't paying us to mope around.
The Republic sent a unit to retrieve our team's bodies. They said to thank you for your help.
Aren't you going to ask if he wasted his time on your pet project?
Why do you always try to ruin everything? Do Sullustan moms not hug their children or something? Did you get to the bombardment site? I don't see a scratch on you.
The Rakghouls didn't want to give up their blood, but I convinced them.
I'm sure you can be quite persuasive. Just let me see the samples. I've got a portable scanner that can give us preliminary results right now. That's amazing. There's over a 50% correlation. Genetic drift usually means a much less marked connection, even in a normal population after so many years.
They cling so desperately to their lost humanity.
It could just be geography, remaining close to their initial infection site. We'll need a xenobiologist out to study this.
Don't just dismiss it now. This is an incredible find.
What? Where's the cynical disbelief?
You can't dispute the numbers, Sierra. You're right. This is amazing. If Rakghouls have enough rationality to remember people and places that matter to them, we can't keep treating them like mindless animals.
They've slaughtered millions of people, including your friends.
We need to cancel our operations in these grave sites. We can't keep antagonizing them.
But if we know they come to the defense of certain territories, we can bait them, draw them out, so the Republic can send in troops to exterminate them.
No, if they're sentient, we can't just keep murdering them.
I'll contact the Reconstruction Authority. Do you have an opinion on this?
If there's any way to coexist peacefully with the Rakghouls, we should take it.
I guess it's a virtue to forgive, right? At least this way, maybe we can avoid those kind of attacks in the future. I'll give the Republic your recommendation. Thank you again for all your help.
Alright, so. Let's have a look here. I need to get infected by a Rakghoul. It's not happening for me though. I'll try again, otherwise I might abandon the quest and see if there's something wrong. Actually, let's just do that now. If I abandon it. Actually I gotta go all the way back there, don't I? Let's try restarting it. Because it seems strange that I'm taking hits from, you know, multiple, and I am getting something called Infected, but it's just not giving me some quest text update or anything like that. Alright, so, we've done that again. So if this is the first time you've ever seen a Star Wars: The Old Republic episode from me, I do actually watch all the cutscenes and listen to all the quest texts. We did do that just in the previous episode. So I'm just refreshing it just to see if I get this quest to work for me now.
You'll live.
Those guys aren't infecting me. So let's not bother with them. What about you, Ferocious?
There. Good as new.
Alright, there we go, we got infected. Alright, that's interesting. Okay, so if you're having trouble with this quest, just abandon it and start it again. That's very strange. Now, in between me picking up the quest, I also did log out, so I wonder if that may have had something to do with it. Now, I hope I don't need to get back to... Where do I have to go? Relis. CB084. Where's CB084? CB084 is all the way down there. All the way down yonder.
Reminder, mechanized travel is for official business only.
So we're actually going to go beyond that, I imagine. But we are going south. So that's the location over there to the side. And is actually our stop. Good. Alright, so. Let's head to this quest. CB084.
Ah, I see your infection is progressing. Hold still while I take samples for analysis. While I transmit the data to Dr. Cell, there are some questions I should ask. Do you have any of the following symptoms? Dizziness, fever, shortness of breath, an inexhaustible hunger for sentient flesh?
Can you do anything about these cuts? I'm losing blood here.
I'm sorry, my core function is in analysis, not trauma care. Ah, here's Dr. Cell.
Good news. Your antibody count is off the charts. I'll start work on a vaccine immediately. You are remarkably brave. Our progress has just jumped forward by years. While you recuperate, I'm going to transmit the usual secrecy agreements. Just use your thumbprint to sign on the sensor.
I'm not exactly clear on what you're talking about.
This is standard procedure when the Republic develops biotech with significant earnings potential. We develop the vaccine for Republic soldiers first, and when it's proven, sell it to colonists. Until then, it's under wraps. We don't want the exchange or the Sith funding some horrible operation with an underground version.
Lives will be lost while this profit is being made.
Tell me something I don't know. Every week we hear another Rakghoul horror story. But every colonist on the planet is going to want this vaccine. How do I tell my superiors we gave up that kind of money?
If you get a sample to the Jedi, I bet they'd find someone to make it fast.
I'll keep that in mind. We'll get this cure out one way or another. Thanks for putting yourself on the line for this. Would have taken years to do it the safe way. I don't know if Taurus will ever be what it was, but now, at least, there's hope.
Money grubbing punks. Oh well. You gained a legacy level. Okay. So, what did I get? 46, level 46. I got better, so don't even bother. Alright, all good. Quest over here. As we rotate around the map. Now, I don't actually know if I need to click on these things, but it says unlocking. So, I don't... yeah. A bit confused about that, or whether you just automatically detect it. It automatically unlocks when you, discover a new area.
Master Jedi, what brings you to our small corner of Republic space? This is such a great, great honor.
Tell me what's happening.
We're having some trouble. Nothing you couldn't have predicted, but there you are. Our bases here are far from self-sufficient. We're not farmers, and there's no existing infrastructure here to work with. We're at the mercy of our supply ships. And this month just went nose down in some of the worst territory on Taurus.
Is the ship lost? Why haven't your men recovered the supplies?
Our men tried to reach the ship once, but they turned back after taking serious casualties. They said it's more than just Rakghouls, but couldn't make an ID. If you still want to go, you'll need to talk to our quartermaster at the supply shed across the base. She's got the exact coordinates of the crash.
Let me keyboard turn my way out of here.
And you're just going to make this all better, huh?
Usually, people are happy if I come to make things better.
I'm Karen Wet, Quartermaster. Commander Gardet just called to say you're retrieving our supplies. For which, by the way, I and the rest of the troops here humbly thank you. But I don't want Commander Fatpants to think it means he gets away with this. Steal from your troops, waste Republic money bringing in silks and wine from Alderaan, and it's fine, because some wandering Jedi will happen in to save you.
That's a serious accusation.
I said over and over that the ship needed repairs. The left stasis generator was loose, and the hyperdrive motivator was seeping fluid. But Gardet had already spent our allotted maintenance budget on himself.
Do you have any doubts about this whatsoever?
I'm telling the truth. Somehow he's juggling the numbers he sends to HQ. No commander needs a personal vehicle in an outpost this size. If you can take this holo camera out to the crash site, you could get the evidence I need to get him court-martialed.
What kind of evidence do you think I'll find?
Here, take the camera. If you take holopics of the engine, I can show that the documented lack of repairs is what caused the crash. The most important thing is the supplies, though. The crash site isn't far. When you get everything, bring it back here so I can distribute it.
Agent Wilkins?
Master Jedi, please, excuse my abruptness. The Republic told me you might be able to help with a difficult situation. They say you are a most reliable operative on Terrace. Have you heard anything about titroxinate being sold on the black market?
What's titroxinate?
Titroxinate was the pre-patent name for the weaponized agent we think was responsible for the Rakghoul plague. The Empire could fashion it into a terrible weapon, turning our soldiers into monsters and setting them against us.
Where's the arms dealer who's selling this stuff?
I'm more worried about his source. Trace the original titroxinate samples to an old Chemworks factory. It's overrun with Nexu. We can't get near it. If you can retrieve any canisters that remain, the Republic will see you're well rewarded for your effort.
And another quest around the corner. You Konyal?
What do you think, Khan?
The foundation of the Terrace Chemworks factory cannot be repaired. I expect total collapse within 2 weeks. Once the building falls, the stored chemicals will flood this area. They are highly toxic to humans. I am sorry.
I'll make sure there are speeders on hand, but we can't just pack up and go. Do what you can.
As always, I will pursue an alternative. Master Jedi, forgive my inattentiveness. I am honored by your presence, though I advise you not to stay long.
You were talking about evacuation. What's going on?
Many of these ruins are unstable. A nearby structure used for chemical storage is on the verge of crumbling. As I was explaining to my colleague, there is only one way to remove the chemicals before they spill. A burn-off. A well-armed demolitions team could reach the structure and incinerate the chemical stockpiles. I can provide the incendiaries. Unfortunately, no team is available.
Why don't you let me deal with this?
Your generosity is considerable. You should know, however, between the structural instability, the toxicity levels, and the incendiary chemicals, the mission does carry substantial risk. It is nonetheless urgent. You are not a demolitions team, I fully recognize this. But if you could arrange the burn-off, I would humbly welcome your aid.